Hey everybody, welcome back to Vanta EDC. Today we're going to be opening up and I'm going to be giving my initial impressions on a knife, but this knife is actually not for me. I decided to buy this knife for my wife because she expressed how, of the knives that I do have, she doesn't carry knives on a regular basis. She's not super into knives, and she doesn't really understand why I am, but this one in particular she enjoys, I think partially because of the button lock design, but also just because how easy it is to deploy and just how simple it is. And so I wanted to get her a nicer knife than this. So yeah, a little teaser for what's inside. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get into here. If I can get through this. Maybe my pyrite's too dull. No? Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna open this off screen just in case there's any personal things. It's easier to just open it off camera, but I will keep talking and you will know that this is coming from this package. Let's see, there we go. Let's see, can I squeeze it out of here? Yep, okay, there we go, yep, and there's a packing slip in there, so good thing I did not open that. All right, so let's zoom in here a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. All right, so as you can see, CJRB label and the fact that I use the CJRB pyrite. Maybe you've already guessed what's in here. Just in case, I think is my power cable. So yeah, notice that it is not the Black G10 version. So. Nice. Ooh, I can feel the heck of this one a lot more. Man, that looks even better than on the website. It's got that's great. Yeah, so I mean, the construction is definitely different. So this is the KnifeCenter exclusive CJRB pyrite. This is their second exclusive. The first one was this titanium bolster with black micarta inlay. And now this version is titanium bolster with a pack of wood inlay, which I actually don't know if what pack of wood is. I know that they've done Spyderco exclusives in that before. I believe it has this milled titanium clip as well, instead of this kind of cheap looking bent steel clip. Yeah, man, this looks really good. It feels good too. The texture on the wood, I think it might be slightly contoured. It feels like there's a hump right around here, and you can kind of see the whatchamacallit, I guess the darker coloration here. I feel like it's kind of raised here and then it drops back down. Yeah, it feels contoured, not significantly, but to a noticeable degree. So yeah, and I think it has these, I don't know if this is bronze anodized aluminum or steel or titanium thumb studs here, but it's some sort of bronze goldish. I think the light's catching it well enough so you can see. Yeah, that's great. So wow, yeah, this is great. So let's see, let's see if there's any major flaws here. I do notice that there is I don't know if pack of wood some sort of engineered wood or something. There is actually these very tight parallel milling lines or something like that. So I don't know if that's from the way that they just cut each scale or something like that, but it's consistent throughout the entire thing. So you can kind of feel that. I think that's what I'm feeling. So if you know anything about pack of wood, please feel free to enlighten me in the comments, because I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's hardwood or engineered in some way, some sort of particle wood. So yeah, so it has a texture there, but I mean, overall looks good. Yeah, I don't see any overall obvious flaws. So we're gonna go, the centering on it, to me, I mean, looks basically flawless to me. So that's great. All right, we're gonna go ahead and open this. Interesting. It feels a little, so it's good. It's smooth. There's no obvious grit or anything like that. It feels more sturdy than opening this. This feels more very soft and dull like kind of deadened almost when I open it. I have to like flick it super hard, and even there's no like high pitch like clingy clanky sounds. This is more of a like a, it feels a little more not authoritative, I don't know, the sound is a little more satisfying, I would say. It's closer to the sound that I get from, like, for example, let me pull out my Mordax. I mean, this is not the same, like you can hear the ting there, right? So this is more satisfying of a sound, but even still, sounds good. It's smooth. No obvious resistance or whatever, you know, like yeah, hangups there. So let's take a look at the lockup here. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, there's only very like the slightest bit of horizontal play, but forward back, it's great. So that's good, because I don't know if it's because this has been loosened up more, but yeah, this is definitely, it's probably hard to hear, but yeah, this one has more side to side play, which doesn't bother me that much at the end of the day, but you know, it's something to note. So yeah, who knows, maybe because these I believe are steel liners with a titanium bolster and the Packwood scales. So I don't know if this is like, this probably maybe a little stronger than the G10, because this also has steel liners, but it's, you know, G10 scales. So maybe this is a little stronger. I don't know. Man, yeah, this, oh man. I'm jealous of her, my wife, getting this knife. I'll be very, she needs to keep this in her purse, otherwise I'm going to be tempted to want to carry this one for myself. So this is my first time getting her a knife, so hopefully she'll like it. I think this is it's a much more, as you can, I mean, I would like to think that most people would agree, it's like a much more handsome, classy, kind of gentleman's or gentlewoman's vibe to it. And so that was part of the reason I got it. I felt like this was a very utilitarian look, very boring. This would be something that I think she could be proud of having in her purse or in her pocket, wherever she decides to keep it. And so, oh yeah, one thing I noticed, I guess the scalloping here seems a little more, I guess wider, longer, whatever. Yeah, and the milling on the button feels a little sharper, which is, I don't mind actually, because it feels like it's more obvious when you're touching it, the button itself. So yeah, man, this is nice. So I mean, overall, the ergos are the exact same as the pyrite, in the sense that there's still this great finger choil, there's still this good jimping here, then this like very neutral, shallow finger choil on the handle. So I love the ergos of the pyrite personally. For my size hands, it's good. It's like, if I don't choke up, I still have, you know, space here. I could spread out a little bit, and then when I choke up, I have more than enough space. You know, it's very comfortable to choke up on. There's no like hot spots there. And I think with this clip being the way it is, notice how it's just completely flat. So I don't foresee that being it's like not at all uncomfortable. So yeah, that's great. The clip is high up, but then notice that, so you're only going to carry up to about here because of where the clip is placed on the knife. So, you know, keep that in mind if you care about that sort of thing that much. Yeah, deployment is very smooth right out of the box. I think in some ways, well, it's not grippier than the G10, but like it has a different feel, but it's still good. Like you can still feel it. You still have some traction there. It is smoother, I guess, but like there's a traction to it on it in its own way. So it's not like, I don't imagine it just like totally slipping out of your hands if your hands are a little wet or something like that. So yeah, let's see how. There is a tiny amount of flex you can induce on this, but I mean, that's not bad at all. Are they still, I'm going to assume they're still hollowed out steel liners. They are. Let's see if I can get that for you. See right there, all those triangles in there, very, very heavily skeletized liners. So that probably helps keep the weight down, because this is definitively heavier. I can't remember. Oh yeah, I think this is almost like maybe 3 2/3 ounces, something like 3.6 something ounces, 3.7 something ounces. So, you know, if she's keeping this in her purse, that really makes no difference at all. You know, I would not mind carrying that. Man, this is such a nice I can't believe these are freaking $73. This is a great deal for what you're getting. I mean, the blade steel is nothing special, but it's not garbage either. It's AR RPM 9. Artisan Cutlery / CJRB's proprietary powder form steel. So I've heard that it's supposed to be a powder form version of 9CR 18 MOV or something like that. So I don't have much experience with that steel, but so far my pyrite, I mean, I don't even own a strop yet. That's my dirty little secret. I don't even own a strop yet. I've never stropped or sharpened this, but you know, I haven't used this hard, but it's held up fairly well for me so far. It's still pretty slicey. Like when I open some like heavy plastic, you know, thick plastic ice bags and stuff like that, still slices through very quickly. So yeah, I have no complaints about this knife steel yet. So yeah, man, and let's look at the blade. So the blade still has like this like tumbled, stone washed, whatever finish to it. It's nice. It feels, you know, very smooth, very glossy. Let's look at the edge bevel here. Edge bevel, it's a little, you know, it's not perfect. I think it's better. Uh-oh, what's that? Got some sort of crap already here. Get that off. I think I got it off, maybe. Yeah, okay. I think it looks more uniform on this side. But overall, you know, nothing terrible. My ProTech Malibu is definitely worse when it comes to the edge bevel. So out of the box. So yeah. The grind, it's this very thin, flat grind, so very slicey, very easy to cut through stuff. Man, I am hoping she really well, the selfish part of me hopes she doesn't like this and that she prefers this so that I can justifiably start carrying this, but I hope she likes this because this is a great knife, and I think anybody who can appreciate having a pretty looking, useful thing can appreciate this. So yeah, you know, we'll see if she ends up carrying this at all. I'm trying to encourage her to keep a knife in her purse. I lied when this package arrived and said that it was not for her. I told her she had a surprise coming soon, and this arrived today, and she was like, "Is it my surprise?" And I said, "Nope." And so when she gets home from work, I will present this to her and see how she reacts and see if she's happy about it. Oh, okay. Some other details here, that just differences between the G10 pyrite and this pyrite, and I can do a more in-depth video comparing the two if it seems worth it. But there's this additional screw here, I think, because of the fact that this is a, you know, its own like this is a, you know, half, you know, 1/4 bolster or 3/4 wood, right? So it doesn't have the pivot to be able to pin it down the way it does on the full G10 version. So you have extra screws on both sides there. You still have the lanyard hole in the same place. You still have these two screws in the same place. Let's see how they compare thickness-wise. So yeah, it's a little bit thicker, but it's still not crazy thick. Yeah, I mean, I think the Mordax is exactly 0.50 inches thick, like half an inch thick, and this is noticeably skinnier. So it's still, that's one of the things I personally like about the pyrite is its slim profile in pocket. It's very easy to slip it in and out of the pocket. So yeah, the weight is heavier, but it's not a, you know, it's not a hefty boy. Let's see where the balance point is. I think it's right about, it's just kind of like right halfway through the scalloped area, basically. So it's a pretty good balance point, all things considered. Be right here. Wow, yeah, hopefully she likes this, and if she doesn't, that means I get to carry it, and maybe she'll just carry my G10 version. But this is great. Highly recommend already. You know, time will tell in terms of how it holds up, but I may not be the one to get to tell you how it is as a user. So overall, very pleasantly happy with it. It looked good on paper, and I know the Pyrite's a great design, but even more so just in person, it's this. If you were to take the branding off of it and, you know, not know what the steel was, be like, is this like a $300 knife? Like, is it like a $200 knife? Just in terms of the way it feels, and yeah, just the smoothness of the action, and yeah, just the execution overall. It's not perfect. I don't think it's perfect, but it's definitely good for what you're paying. So I think these are still on the KnifeCenter website if you are interested. So if you don't have a Pyrite yet, or if you want to get a better Pyrite, this is a great candidate, I think. So yeah, with that said, I hope you found this entertaining and or informative. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments about this one, and I'll try to answer them. And I will put a comment after I present this to my wife in this video to say whether or not she wants to keep it, or if she's not as interested in it as I'm hoping she is. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Who knows? Maybe she might even be willing to do a video with me giving her own impressions of this once she's had it for a little bit. So yeah, I don't want to promise anything, but we'll see. But yeah, until next time, take care, y'all.